We've been hearing for a long now that the full iPhone 17 family would feature 120Hz screens, and everyone believed this implies ProMotion, but that may not be the case. To be fair, every panel from Apple with more than 60Hz refresh rate has been called ProMotion, so it was a logical assumption. However, there is more to ProMotion than simply the highest refresh rate frequency. It includes a broad variety of frequency settings, ranging from 10Hz to 120Hz on the iPhone 13 Pro. The bottom limit was decreased to 1Hz with the iPhone 14 Pro generation. Some high refresh rate displays only provide a few settings, like 60Hz, 90Hz, and 120Hz. Presumably, this will be the case with the iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Air. Meanwhile, the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max should use LTPO screens that can conserve power on static content by falling below 60 Hz. This is particularly handy in always-on display mode. The always-on display isn't accessible on non-Pro iPhones, and it's not clear if that will change with the 17 series. The LTPO isn't that pricey these days, and may even be found on certain mid-rangers. Still, we're simply delighted to see that Apple is willing to put 60Hz displays in the past where they belong. That may not be fully accurate. It's not clear if the iPhone 17 will be included in the 120Hz update. Remember, the ePhones will have annual releases, and a new one is due in early 2026. Apple is anticipated to introduce the iPhone 17 series this September, and early reports indicate that the higher-end varieties, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, might contain notable hardware modifications compared to prior generations. According to a tweet by leaker Duanru1205 on X, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max will arrive with a longer earpiece. If accurate, this would be a change from prior iPhone models. This design modification might enhance audio quality and raise the volume of sound supplied during conversations and media playing. The report does not clarify whether the basic iPhone 17 model will also receive this extended earpiece. If this function is specific to the Pro versions, it may lead to a higher pricing compared to the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. In related news, Apple has also been making efforts in the gaming market. The business is apparently building a new gaming software and recently launched game mode as part of iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and macOS Sequoia to boost performance while games. Pricing is a much difficult to anticipate, and not only because we are several months away from a probable iPhone 17 Pro introduction. The Trump administration is aiming to slap tariffs on other nations, with a special emphasis on China, where a lot of iPhone components are sourced and a lot of phone assembly takes place. The status of tariffs remain up in the air as of this writing, so it's hard to estimate what influence they could have on phone pricing this autumn. With President Trump expressly threatening to put a tax on Apple unless it brings phone manufacture to the US, however, it's not looking great. Anyway, the Wall Street Journal believes that Apple is mulling about a price raise on the iPhone 17 models. Even before the tariff chatter appeared, one leaker said the iPhone 17 series will experience its first price bump in a while, but it's unclear whether that leaker meant every model or select phones like the iPhone 17 Pro. Though that report is thinly sourced, it is feasible that the iPhone 17 Pro's pricing might inch higher from the $999 that Apple charges for the iPhone 16 Pro, especially if the firm intends to offer the iPhone 17 Air for less than $1,000. Expect more clarification on iPhone 17 Pro price to surface the closer we get to the autumn. The iPhone 17 Pro might be in for a huge design update, at least when it comes to the rear of the phone. On the iPhone 16 Pro, the back cameras are placed in a square camera array in the left upper corner of the phone. However, leaked CAD schematics have shown that Apple is extending that array over the length of the iPhone 17 Pro. The lenses would still be positioned in a triangle configuration in the left corner, but additional sensors would emerge on the other end of the phone. The planned appearance is similar to what Google provides with the horizontal camera bar on its Pixel 9 flagships, albeit renderings indicate a bigger camera bar on Apple's phone. Leaked covers for the iPhone 17 Pro reveal a notch for the extended camera array, and fresh case leaks have revealed that case manufacturers are working on bespoke camera covers that take use of the larger space between the lenses and the sensors in the redesigned camera array. We've also seen similar designs surface in dummy form, which match these prior leaks and illustrate how everything appears in 3D. For the iPhone 17 Pro, we anticipate an A19 Pro system on chip to power the phone. If Apple pursues the same strategy it did with the A18 Silicon, it would imply an extra graphic core for the Pro version of the A19 processors. Initial speculation stated that the A19 Silicon will be produced using a 2-nanometer process, which would entail more tightly packed transistors, leading in improved performance and power efficiency. Lately, meanwhile, reports have indicated that Apple's chip-building partner would adopt a new iteration of its 3nm technology. That should still give some gains to performance, but they may not be as significant as what a 2-nanometer chipset would bring. Apple includes 8 gigs of RAM on its latest iPhones. Analyst Jeff Pu has suggested the idea of the iPhone 17 Pro models getting extra RAM to reach 12 gigs. Such a step would assist with Apple's desire to include more on-device artificial intelligence. To assist protect its phones from overheating, Apple is rumored to be working on a vapor cooling chamber, which would replace the typical heatsinks seen in Apple's existing phones. While earlier speculations were unclear if every iPhone 17 model would incorporate this cooling chamber, the newest assertion is that only the Pro versions would feature vapor cooling. The bigger iPhone 16 Pro design allows Apple to put a larger 3,582 mAh battery in that phone. It's unclear whether Apple will have any space to expand battery capacity again with the iPhone 17 Pro or merely depend on superior power efficiency to lengthen the battery life of its upcoming phone. One thing that may change on the power front would be a rise to the iPhone 17 Pro's charging rates from the 20-watt or 25-watt limit that Apple's phones have been locked at for years. A study paper from February indicates charging rates on the iPhone 17 range might climb to 35 watt. That's still a long cry from what phones like the Galaxy S25 Ultra provide with their 45-watt wired charging rates, but it's still a considerable increase. After the iPhone 16 Pro debuted a 48-megapixels ultra-wide lens alongside a quicker 48-megapixels primary fusion camera, there's just one lens available to upgrade on the iPhone 17 Pro, and speculations claim the telescopic camera might receive a resolution upgrade, albeit it may come with a catch. Rumors suggest the iPhone 17 Pro will contain a 48-megapixels zoom lens, giving the phone a trio of 48-megapixels rear camera sensors across the board. However, that increase might come at the sacrifice of zoom capabilities, as a rumor suggests the new lens will offer a 3.5x optical zoom. The iPhone 16 Pro provides a 5x zoom. The front camera might be ready for an update, albeit that change will apparently happen for every iPhone 17 model. The true depth camera in this year's iPhones might employ a 24 megapixels sensor instead of the 12 megapixels one Apple's relied on for years. New camera improvements normally don't leak out until right before a phone's introduction. The iPhone 17 Pro versions will receive dual video recording capabilities. That means you'll be able to shoot video from both the front and rear cameras. The capability might be especially handy for FaceTime chats, where you can record yourself with the front camera while utilize a back camera to display what you're looking at to anybody on the other end of the video call. Apple has already planned the Worldwide Development Conference 2025 for the week of June 9, so watch for a peek then. According to iOS 19 speculations, Apple's emphasis this year will be on an interface revamp, the first in a dozen years. The apparent objective is to make software seem more identical across various Apple devices, with the iPhone, iPad, and Mac all scheduled to get similar-looking upgrades this year. You'd also anticipate Apple Intelligence to be a focus of this year's software upgrades, as Apple attempts to follow up on the debut of its AI features. A majority of the updates will be Siri upgrades that were postponed from iOS 18. However, we've heard suggestions that built-in applications in iOS 19 will be modified to better take use of Apple Intelligence. A significant debate right now is whether iOS 19 will truly be named that. Just before Worldwide Development Conference 2025, there's rumors that Apple is modifying the naming method it employs for all software, going from version numbers to years. So iOS 19 would in reality be iOS 26, as in 2026, to represent the year following the software's autumn release. If the early iPhone 17 Pro rumors pan out, it doesn't seem like Apple is going to cease lavishing attention on its Pro versions. Potential camera enhancements and a fresh design lead the changes we've heard about so far, and more potential improvements might surface in the months between now and the debut of the new Apple phones. All eyes figure to be on the iPhone 17 Pro's pricing and what influence tariffs may have on the cost of upgrading your phone in the autumn. Unfortunately, that image doesn't appear like it's going to grow clearer anytime soon. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.